Nigerian rapper and record producer Lanre Dabiri, popularly known as Eldee the Don, has explained why he left music for another business. In a recent interview published by Punch, the rapper said, "I made a conscious decision not to be an active musician in 2012. It wasn't like I was trying and it wasn't working. I realized that with the path that my music was taking, I wouldn't have time for my family and they are more important. Also, I did not want to raise my children in the environment that I was in at the time. I needed to take them away because they had better options." He went on to say, "I didn't want to be that guy that people would post his story online, that he needed money to treat himself." Shade on Nigeria. He said, "I'm glad I made the decision when I did. I'm in a much better place mentally, physically, and financially. I don't regret leaving the music industry. I miss the creative part, but I don't miss all the troubles that come with being a Nigerian musician. I never would have been that guy to have baby mama issues. It is about character." Nigeria, sorry, oh. But, I mean, he said this before, and his story never changed. There was even a time he talked about how he just needed to be very close to his family, and the line of work wasn't making that happen, and that leaving the country has been his best decision ever. I mean, he's okay financially, right? And all that.
Well,
Why
honestly,
you really
because I'm rolling my eyes because when I read this, he said something about how music wasn't paying him. Like, he wasn't making so much money from music, and he was making money from, I don't know, other things he was doing on the side. And then and then he goes, music, so he quit not because music wasn't working for him, but because he wanted to focus on his family. And I'm like, brother, if music was working for you and the money was coming in, then you would probably have stayed with it. So him telling us that he didn't leave because it wasn't working for you. Because if you're saying that you put 80% of your time and your energy into music, but it was only giving you about 20% in returns, then music wasn't working. I mean, because music should create avenues for you to make money from other things.
But then I think I understand where he's coming from, because at the time Eldee was the Don at the time. We know, I mean, I think he was in the music scene when people like Idris Abdulkarim were there, and Tony Tetula and all that. Those people are not living off music right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected, but I don't think they are. And even if they want to be, then I don't think they stand a chance to live the kind of life that Eldee is or will be living right now. Wherever he is, he decided to be with his family. I mean, he's in a system that is working, he's in a place that he can decide, even if he decides not to do a tangible job and he says he wants to go and wash plates, he will eat well, he will be fine. His family, they are secured and all that. So I feel like when he was in the game, the options of making money as much as it is now was not that big, but it doesn't mean he wasn't successful. It could be that he just felt like he didn't have the time to wait it out or to just continue struggling and all that, because he had a wife, he had a family, and he just had to make the best decision for them.
That's the same thing. If you change your job,
it doesn't mean it wasn't working.
If you change your job, if you stop
because he was one of the biggest at the time.
I know, I'm not saying he wasn't the biggest, but it wasn't working for
the money
him.
and Eldee will make at that time, being the biggest, as in one of the biggest at the time, and what Wizkid is making now as one of the biggest as now cannot be compared. Because the industry is evolving. As much as there is no structure, it's still getting better.
I don't even think it was the finances that this man was looking at, because we didn't know then what we know now, and he wasn't looking and comparing himself to Wizkid. And I think financially he was content with the music that he was the money he was making from music. That's what he's saying. I remember like him pretty well, and I think he was a big deal.
I'm a big
yeah, he was a big deal.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a financial thing. I think there's other things. Like, even if you're making money from something, and I can say that confidently.
I mean, your money cannot protect.
There's some things, I can say that.
So it's still not working for you.
No, I think it's more. It's not that the music isn't working for me. It's like you're paying me a lot of money to be in Nigeria. I have to really, honestly, because I've only been back like 3 months. I cannot confidently tell you that I would take the money, even if it's $1 million a day, living in this country. So I think there's more things that he saw like futuristically, like is this a kind of, because he kept saying environment. Environment has nothing to do with money.
No, but I'm
So-
not talking about money. I'm saying he says it wasn't working for him. So if you're considering his family suffered, or you're considering he had to put a lot more in, so it's obviously not working for him one way or the other, and he quit
Why
to
you-
go
why
find
you
something.
so focused on
Because
this
it
one
wasn't.
thing
Let's
that's
be
not working?
honest. It's not
I
working
don't
for
think
you. It's
music
not
wasn't
working for you.
Eldee.
Let's
I feel
move
like
on.
it was working for him, but he needed more.
Okay.
He needed more than money. He needed an
Because something
environment
can
that
be
would
working
be
for
nice
you
for
and
the
you
kind
still
of life he
decide
wants
to
for his
leave.
children.
Like this could be
Yeah.
working for me and I leave. No, and I go into modeling. I'm not going to say that this didn't work for me. It worked for me. I just wanted something else. And I think that's what he's trying to say.